Pastor Roy Gerhardt from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. David and Goliath is perhaps the most famous story in all of the Bible. It has become an iconic metaphor for the underdog victory. David taking on the giant is that image of someone winning against all odds. And we love this kind of story because it gives us hope. It gives you and me hope when we are up against a battle that seems hopeless, seems like there's no way that we can win, but we still have hope because of these kinds of moments. David winning over Goliath. But how does he do it? How does David defeat Goliath? Is it a matter of skill or luck? Or is it God? David definitely had skill. He had built up skill over the years while he was taking care of his father's flock of sheep and goats. He had protected it from lions and bears, and he had built up skills in that process. And when he met Goliath on that field of battle, he was able to sling a stone from his sling to that giant with such force and accuracy that he hit that giant in the forehead and knocked him off of his feet. There was definitely skill involved. But David knew that it wasn't skill alone that was going to win. In fact, when people wanted to add on all kinds of resources that would have even increased his strength, like armor and weaponry, David pushed it all aside and said, I can't use this stuff. It's not these things that are going to give me the victory, it's God. You see, David wasn't looking at his life as if everything was just an accident of fate or good luck or bad luck that brought win or loss his way. Sometimes it can feel like life is kind of out of control, like everything is just catching us in the cogs and grinding us up. But that's not the reality of things. Jesus wanted us to know that God was involved in every sphere of life, that he has a great plan that affects all of us. And sometimes we are a part of that plan, not the focus, but a part of that greater plan. But Jesus wanted us to know that God was aware and involved and present in everything that was going on in our lives, so that he told us that he knows the very number of hairs on our head. And he said that not even a sparrow would fall to the ground and die without the Father being aware of it. That is a level of engagement that is stunning. It tells us that in the whole scope of creation, that God is aware and present and engaged. Not even a little bird is going to fall to the ground and die that he doesn't take notice. But Jesus also wanted us to know that God was personally engaged with us. He knows the number of hairs on your head. And that even though there are days that we're going to experience triumph or tragedy as a part of this greater plan that is for the blessing and benefit of all of us together, there is an ability of God to be aware of each of us and to care for each of us in the midst of it. It's stunning to see David win over Goliath. And David recognizes and announces clearly that this is going to happen because God is with him, that God is going to provide him with this victory, that God will take this giant and, well, bring him down to size. And so that David has built up a recognition of that, because in the experiences of his life, he hasn't come to believe in good luck. He's come to believe in God, because God has personally been there in his life, in moments when he needed him. And so that whatever the giant, he was confident that God could take it on. So that whenever you and I get those bad news days, and we may be tempted to say, hey, this is just bad luck, or I've been abandoned. The day whenever a terrible accident comes your way, or you get the news that you have cancer, or some other tragedy affects you. Don't just look at it as bad luck, and certainly don't look at it as if God has forgotten you. No, God is present with you in each and every moment and each and every step along the way. And he is there to be triumphant in your life. And that may mean that giant falls straight to the ground, or it may well mean that you stand your ground even in the face of the giant, and are able to be triumphant in your soul, and know that in the long game, at the end of it all, that God has victory for us all. May God bless you today, and as you share his good news, may God make you a blessing wherever he takes you.